Hi. Konbanwan, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to the stream. Oh, Slack is still on. Hold on. Let me go ahead and mute you. Let's mute until tomorrow. Let's also close the Discord. Why can I hear myself? Oh, I have the YouTube thing up. There we go. Just woke up. Did you? Yeah. Good morning. It's not morning anymore. It just became noon. Good morning. You sound wide awake and energetic. Yeah, thank you. Also, Tom, happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. Yay! I'm sorry about the overtime. Happy birthday. How old are you? Also, guys, if you don't mind, before we start playing, is it okay if I eat breakfast and like chat with you guys for a little bit before we get into it? I feel like it'll help if I eat a little and drink some water. Okay. Ugh. Please, Shiki, you can't just ask a man that. Well, well, I'm sorry to be insensitive, milady. Alright, here we go. I have a little croissant ready to eat. And some water. You might hear a little bit of eating noises, so I do apologize for that. Though some of you seem to like that, so that's whatever. Ah! Sorry, I got some of the sauce on me. How are you guys feeling today? That's gotta be in advance. He's 1 year older than he was yesterday, that's for sure. I guess so. I had the shakes earlier because I needed food, but then I got food. Oh, I understand that. I have hypoglycemia, and so if I don't eat, in a, I guess, organized way, because I'm supposed to eat like a ton of small meals during the day, but I don't. So my body, I just start sweating. Like I get like hot flashes and I start shaking and my stomach starts hurting real bad if I don't eat when I need to. I'm tempted to say that I'm 30. So you are also a god. Ow. Terrible! I got a huge repair bill for a defect. No, I'm so sorry, Smurf! This is a good croissant. Oh, here's a fun topic. Are you guys watching any new anime this season? Like the spring anime 2020 season? Oh. Well, I'm actually 3090. Yeah, Spy Family. I love Spy Family! It's so good. It's so good. I'm basically only watching Spy Family and Kaguya-sama. Yeah, lots of Spy Family. The funny thing is my Discord handle in PRISM Cord is currently Border Collie God, so I guess ooh. Time to make a Tob shrine. Oh, does Nia also like Spy Family? I know Miori really likes it. I think she saw the first episode and became obsessed with it. Prism Court is a silly place. We don't go there. Oh, Data Life 4 came out. Yeah. Summertime Render. I haven't seen that yet, or heard of it actually. How? Ah! I'm fine. Sorry, there was like hot filling that just came like erupting and landed on my thumb, and it was so. Oh, I warmed this in the microwave, and it just like burned my thumb. Ouchie. Ouchie. How? Bad omens. Oh, Sir Simple-Lot, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to Shiki Snack. Please enjoy everything that I have to offer, and please enjoy the tarot readings that I'll be implementing into my tier 3 starting in May. Thank you so much for the extra support. I really appreciate it. Oh, I love water. My mom got this Pure Life healthy hydration water. It's like a big bottle, and it has like a, I don't know. The part that you drink out of kind of looks like a nipple. Nothing better than eating ASMR or creepy music. Isn't that just the vibe though? Isn't that just the vibe for my stream? Ayo! Nipple water. You mean breast milk? Now we pull out the next croissant. I feel safe. I'm glad. Yummy, yummy, yummy croissant. Ow. Speaking of, I'm in the middle of recording my my first original. I started working on another original with a friend of mine, and it looks like it's gonna be kind of a silly, spooky kind of song, like for Halloween. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I think the name of the song is going to be Don't Lose Your Head. Yeah. Spooky, scary skeletons cover? Maybe. Maybe I'll do that too. Oh, I miss Sumi. Already planning for the spooky season? I am actually. Halloween will be another fun event. Ow. The friend I'm working on that original with is my friend Vane. They're a Vocaloid P producer. Ugh. They're in my little friend group. They're very, very talented. I think they're friends with Circus P. Oh. Am I in time? You are, Mistral! Welcome! We're just eating breakfast for a second, and then we're gonna get right into the game. We're just eating breakfast real quick. And then we'll be good. Yet again, Shiki has all the connections. I want to get fan art of you with that red string border meme. Hee. What do you mean breakfast this evening? You live in the past. I do. I came back to the past to take passion to the future. Okay. I think I've eaten enough. Now to take a Benadryl because that was filled with chocolate sauce. Pills rattling. And... Alright, we have taken our pill. Where did the cap go? There it is. POV Shiki does the Jacko challenge. I think someone, like 2 people drew fan art of me doing the Jacko challenge. Like a while back. Alright. Alright, let me move my mic. It might be a little loud for a second. Alright, there we go. Let's get into it. Man, you remind me that I really should portion out my pills in my weekly holder, but I'm so lazy. I need to start doing that. Oh my god. So I had a mishap. I take quite a bit of medication, and I need all of it to feel normal, if that makes sense. And when I went on vacation to see Reina and my other friends, basically I forgot to pack Geodone, which is one of the medications that I take. It's a really important medication to make sure that I don't have very insane highs or very insane lows. And I completely forgot to bring it with me. So I went without taking my Geodone for like a week. I went without taking it for a week. And I didn't realize it till I got home and saw it was on my table. And I was like, oh my god. No wonder I feel awful. And so like I've been battling with my brain and my body as it tries to catch back up. With my medication. So that's why I've like, I don't know. I've been sleeping a lot more, even though I don't need to. And it just sucks. It sucks when you have like withdrawals and then you have to get back on a medication immediately on like the dosage that it is. I feel like shit. I may not seem like it, but like that, man. My brain is just all over the place trying to process all this. But I do my best. Oh, man. That was a big L for me. Big L. Ooh, I have a little hiccup there. Oh, Parsi! Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my god, Miyoshino Miki stream. Hello, Parsi. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, my only thing is a low-level anxiety tamer, but missing it still. Yeah, even just missing one little medication can really throw you off for the longest time. I think I'm gonna be kind of wonky for like at least a another week, maybe. I only just started feeling a little bit better. Ugh. It sucks. It sucks. I don't mind getting too personal about like my medication stuff, but I take like 2 doses of like an antidepressant. I take a dose of a mood stabilizer. I take an antihistamine. I take like the pill for PMDD as well, and I take arthritis strength pain medication. It's just like a really high dose of Tylenol for my fibromyalgia. So like, I also take melatonin sometimes, but that's not really related to like my health or anything like that. And then I take Benadryl when I eat chocolate. What happens if you stream while not on meds? I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't ever want to get off my medication. I think that if I just lost all my meds, I feel like I would just be inconsolable. Can you not half dose to ramp back up? That's what I have to do on mine, but it's just like a solid pill. You know, that would have been a good idea. That would have been a good idea, right, Tom? But I have so much phone anxiety, I didn't feel comfortable contacting my doctor and be like, hey, can I do this? So I just jumped straight back into taking the med. Good job, I get it. Yeah. I have terrible phone anxiety. I will only talk to anyone if it's through, you know, what is it? Email. I'm very good at articulating myself through email, you know? Michael, thank you so much for joining Kibblebits! Enjoy your Akfellas emotes and members-only streams. Thank you so much for all the extra support. Teehee. 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 Oh, data will be loaded. Okay, there we go. We're good. I just realized this is kind of loud. Let me lower it just a little bit. Oh, hey, for phone anxiety, it might help to use Google Voice and use your computer mic. I can't stand my phone, but I don't mind calling from my computer. You can do that. You can do that. Oh, man. No, but, like, answering the phone makes me so anxious. I don't answer any calls that aren't, like, from my mom. Like, at all. I do not answer any phone calls that are not my mom. If I don't see mama on the screen, I don't answer it. If it's important, I'll leave a voicemail, you know? If it's important, they'll yeah. Oh, I'm still trying to wake up. Hold on, give me a little bit longer, guys. I'm trying to wake my voice up so we can start reading. And let me drink some more water for a second. Okay. With the current way US phones are going, 9 out of 10, it's... Yeah, and right now I'm going through this thing where I tried to sign up to find healthcare. And I signed up for a scam, so every morning I get like 8 calls because I put my phone number in online trying to get health insurance. And I'm dealing with that right now, so I've blocked like 30 or 40 numbers in the past week. Yeah. But I found out recently, because like, okay, so I've been waiting for Social Security to stop sending me Social Security disability payments ever since I started doing PRISM Project, because, you know, I thought, you know, as soon as you started working, that, you know, that they would stop sending payments, but they kept sending payments. And I was like, when are you gonna stop? Because it's hard to manage my money when I'm seeing this payment, because I don't want to spend it, you know. I don't want to spend it because I'm scared that they're gonna ask for the money back, and they did that. Back in December, they were like, hey, please pay this to us. And I was like, okay, so I paid all the money back. And they kept sending money. And then they called me. Social Security called me on Friday, right before my collab with Athena. And I thought that they were gonna call me to cancel my payments finally. And I was like, oh, you know, thank God. Now I don't have to worry about that, you know. But they were just calling to confirm my address with me. And I was like, hey, I'm self-employed. And I've been making all this money. You should see it in your file. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't care about that. And I was like, you don't care about that? And they're like, yeah, you're gonna be in the system forever. And I was like, are you gonna stop sending payment? And they're like, well, only if you go over a certain amount of money. And then if you go over a certain amount of money, then we'll ask for a little back at the end of the year probably. And I was like, okay, well, what about health insurance? And they're like, oh, you're still on Social Security, so like you still get health insurance. And I was like, what? So I had like 2 forms of health insurance. I had my father's, which I'm losing very soon, and I had Medicaid. And through Social Security, because everyone under Social Security disability and Social Security income get disability, like they get health insurance, like low income, yeah. And so I was like, huh. And then I was like, well, what happens if I lose my job? Is my Social Security payment going to stay? And they're like, yeah, you just have to tell us. And I was like, wow, that's not what I thought would happen. That is not what I thought would happen. So that was an interesting call. I hate calling. I like had to prepare myself for like 4 days for that call because I cannot stand talking on the phone. And that girl, I think that girl was younger than I was, and she sounded like just as confused as I was. Oh my goodness. That wasn't so bad, so now I don't have to worry about health insurance, thank goodness. I was really worried about that because Shiki Mama is taking the steps to retire this year, and I'm gonna be paying more in rent. And so I was like, well, I also need to start paying for health insurance, so I was really stressed out trying to figure that out. But yeah, so that went down. That went down. I'm not as stressed out as I was before. I'm really excited for Shiki Mama to finally be able to retire. She's not in good health. She hasn't been in good health for a very long time. But I'm hoping that this will help her make her, you know, her last... Oh my god, this sounds so sad and depressing, but you know, her last days on Earth, you know, not hurt. Because, you know, she experiences pain and she's very tired all the time. So, yeah, I'm very looking forward to her retiring. And I found out something, guys. So, after you guys, you know, you sent all that money to me in March, as like an early birthday thing. So, after cuts and stuff, I made sure that I was able to put a lot of that down on my house and also have some for myself to live that month. And so I was able to put $3,000 down on my house. So now in 2 years, we will be done paying off our house. Thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was able to put 3K down, and so that means there's only 2 years until our house is completely paid off, and then I will only have to pay $200 for rent. That's gonna be so exciting. That's so exciting, just $200. I think that makes me feel a lot better about the future, in that even if, you know, even if I ever have to stop VTubing, you know, I'll get back on Social Security income disability, and I can still pay my rent because it's so cheap. God, I'm so jealous of that. I pay like 10 times that. Right now we pay like $550 per month, and then in 2 years we'll be paying like you know, we'll be paying, you know, the 200. And I think even though Shiki Mama is retiring, you know, she's still worried about like money stuff and whatnot. I'm gonna be helping out quite a bit more. I've already been helping out, but I will be helping out quite a bit more. So funds will be a little tighter. So I'll be paying for a lot of the grocery stuff and extra on bills and stuff, and you know, more on the rent stuff. You know, I don't mind. I would like to live happily with my mom for as long as she is still here. Teehee, I love my mom. I don't really understand how these things work when I'm happy for you, Shiki. Thank you. Thank you. Having to adult things? Yeah, it sucks. I hate adulting. I think things will feel much more... And what is it? Safe. Safe, yeah. 550 who says those numbers won't change once you blow up and popular. Wait, that's how much I pay in rent. We already bought our house. I don't want another house. It'll be too expensive. Teehee. I think I will just stay in this house for as long as I am alive. That way I don't have to pay much of anything. And there's 2 bedrooms. So, you know. If I ever want a roommate to pay even less, yeah. And let's see. What is it? And then also, so this is, I don't know if I told you guys about this. So like, my landlord views me as like a granddaughter. He views me as family, and he never really had kids with any of his wives or anything like that. And so when his last wife passed away a few years back, he made me the sole heir of like everything that he owns in his will. So I also will be inheriting his house when he passes away. And I think what I will do when I'm much older and he is no longer here, I think what I'll do is I will like start renting that house out, so I will have extra income, like be a landlord, I guess, in that sense. That way I can still stay in my cute little peach-colored house that I painted all the walls orange, and I can make extra income through the house that I inherited. Yeah. So I'll be doing that. You're really out here being lucky. It's so weird. I get like, sometimes I'm extremely lucky, and other times I am the most unlucky person in the world. It's like, oh, you know, oh my god, no, but like it cancels out, right? It's like, oh, your grandma that raised you, that you love more than almost anyone in the world, died? Well, you got this email from PRISM Project that you are getting an interview. And you know, PRISM Project changed my life for like the better. So like, it's, yeah, that's how karma works. It's like, yeah, it all happened around the same time. Around the same time that anything bad happens, something really, really good will happen. That Komaeda luck! No, you're so right. I can't believe I'm Nagito Komaeda. Congrats for your misfortune. Thank you. Oh, guys, I don't know if you saw, but Super Thanks is now enabled. So, like, there's, like, you can send super chats through my VODs, like as a comment, and it'll show up highlighted with like your donation, and it'll stay there forever, like in the YouTube comment section. I think I saw someone on YouTube Community tab ask if YouTube takes the same cut as like a regular super chat. They do. They take 30% of all super thanks. And then, you know, PRISM Project will take their cut. But yeah, that's a cool feature that I didn't know that was available to me until yesterday. I was like, whoa, is this only in Japan? And then I checked monetization and I was like, you can enable it. And I was like, what? So I asked Manager Chan and she was like, oh yeah, please go ahead. So yeah. That's such an odd system, but I'd seen it on other... Yeah, I think Rita has it enabled. I think I've definitely seen Rita have it. I didn't know that it like... I wasn't sure, like, if it was available to everyone, but when I checked, I was like, oh, it's available to me. Shiki #1 ambassador of PRISM. Every time I hear you talk about PRISM, it wipes away my doubts for a week or so. Thanks. I'm glad. I really am a corporate dog, I suppose. Oh, Tofu, thank you so much for the super chat. Test. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the support. Did they have anything to say about recurring? Yes. So I think they like the idea of it, but right now there are some things that are happening. Wait a week and we'll get back to you guys. I can't say much. Actually, just wait a few more days and maybe I can get back to you guys on that. Things are happening. I can't say the things, but some things are happening. Actually, let me see if I can read the exact thing that they said about it. Hold on. Let me see. Because I brought it up the day that we were talking about it. Let's see. Let's see. I was like, my viewers were wondering if we could turn on monthly tips for Streamlabs so that the talents can get more of a cut for something similar to membership. And ESD said, basically think it's okay. And then the rest I cannot say. Basically, not right now because of certain things. But, you know, in the future it looks like it is an option. Yeah, I think that PRISM agents are pretty transparent with like I think we're all pretty transparent with the way that PRISM runs, with as much as we can say about PRISM. I think I'm really satisfied with PRISM. So I have more like positive things to say. But yeah, exciting. Oh yeah, we were playing Iwaihime, weren't we? How could they tease us like this? Also, I should have a cover, like, guerrilla releasing this week, I think? I should get, like, a mix back, like, today. So I hope you guys will look forward to that. I'll just go ahead and say what cover it is. So I really like Aku no Hana's manga and also the music from it. So I decided to do a cover of the fourth opening, Uchijin. So that will be releasing this weekend, maybe on Sunday since I don't stream on Sunday. Yeah. I appreciate the place PRISM is in. It's small enough to still feel like it's possible to know everyone, but also you're just open in general. Maybe because half of you can't. Maybe that's also it. Maybe we just can't keep secrets worth a shit. Maybe we just can't keep secrets. Oh, but yeah, I can't keep secrets. That's why I told you guys about the cover. I'm so bad at keeping secrets about projects, guys. I'm really bad at keeping secrets about projects. I'm doing really, really well at keeping, like, secrets about, like, other, maybe other projects that involve, like, other people. Actually, that's a lie. I feel like, I feel like I put up my whole, like, I feel like in my member streams especially, I'm like, oh, I have this duet with Lisa. I have this duet with Yuta. I have this duet with... you know, I'm just like, I have this group project, you know, all that stuff. But like, for really, really, really big things, I can keep my mouth shut about. For really, really big things, like big cover projects, I can keep my mouth shut. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, my excitement sometimes gets the best of me, but not to the point it'll ruin me, you know? Haha. That cover of Akuma no Ko Fire Shiki. Thank you! For those of you that don't know, my cover of Akuma no Ko with DJ Joe's remix finally released on his channel. Let me get it for you. Here you go. I'll link it so you guys can listen to it. It is now available to listen on Spotify, and you can buy it in stores. So please do stream it. Stream it lots and lots and lots. I will link the YouTube upload of it now. There it is. I will pin it. We worked really, really hard on it. I hope you enjoy it. So what you're saying is you're one of those dogs that doesn't wag your tail wags you? Yes, absolutely. Oh, bye, Pootrek! Thank you so much for coming! What was it? Oh, that reminds me. My Chihuahua, she kind of has like a... She has like a really crooked tail. And it's just like... It's almost like a pug's tail in that it kind of like curls around and is like attached to her butt. And so like... Her tail doesn't wag. Her whole lower body does, so it like... Her whole lower body just goes... Shiki talking about keeping secret of a big collab cover means big cover coming up. You don't know that. You don't know that, Peen. The tail wags you, Lamau. My friend's German Shepherd would get that excited. It's really cute when dogs do that. When their whole, like, lower body just shakes with their tail. Yeah! They're so dorky. I love them. I love dogs. At the beginning of the year, I almost, like, convinced my mom to let us have, like, a puppy. I really want, like, a weenie dog. A little wiener dog. Little baby. I think they're so cute. I just want a little baby weenie dog. Do you get in trouble for sharing those secrets? No, not really. I've never been scolded for what I've shared. You know? I remember I thought for sure that I was gonna get bonked by management for the VTuber audition VOD that I did. Because, you know, I feel like I talked about some things that is industry standard, but is not really talked about in like audition forums and stuff like that. And I thought for sure that my manager was gonna bonk me for it, but I thought it would be a really informative stream because it's not necessarily something that a lot of people know when they audition. But I got praised for it. I got praised for it. You know, there are some things that I worry about getting bonked for, but I never really get bonked. Usually, though, if I feel like I went too far, if I shared something I shouldn't have, I will, like, tell management and I'll apologize without them even knowing that it happened. Like, I remember when I was doing an Outlast stream, I accidentally shared Prism's exact pay cut. And so I told them, I was like, hey, I did this without thinking. Would it be okay if we cut this out of the VOD? I sincerely apologize. You know, that kind of thing. So... yeah, but yeah, my managers are quite kind and understanding. Yeah. You know, sometimes I slip up, and when I know that I slip up, I try to make up for it however I can. That was a fantastic cover. Awesome work, Shiki. Thanks for thank you for listening, GC. I really appreciate it. Thank you. My pimps! I don't want to think of ESD as a pimp. That's... She's more like mom, you know? Honestly, in the corporate world, I found most good managers will be kind to you as long as you know how to properly apologize and spin it. Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered how Cap refers to me sometimes. You know, he refers to us with like honorifics, so I'll be like Shiki-chan or Yuda-chan, but he calls me Shiki-chuan. I think it's so cute anytime he does it. He'll like type it out exactly like Chuan. It's so silly to me. Just finished listening and commenting to the remix. It's a smashing hit. Thank you, I appreciate it. Shiki-chuan. It's cute. It's cute. Cap is a very cute man, and the way that he speaks. Oh man, that reminds me of something. If you don't mind me sharing a story about when I was younger and I had a crush on someone. May I share this this very unfortunate but cute incident for you guys before we get into Iwaihime? Okay, so when I was younger, when I was still a teen, I had a crush on this person, and and their first language was not English, it was French. And I had like a crush on them for a few weeks, and I'm one of those people where if I have feelings for someone, I burst and I just need to tell them, or I will evaporate. So I was like, hey, I just want you to know that I have these feelings for you. You don't have to accept them, you know. And they, oh my god, because English was not their first language, it's just so cute to me. They said, oh, I'm so sorry. I think you are very beautiful and funny, but I am not looking for love ship. And I thought it was so cute. I am not looking for love ship. Love ship. I thought it was so cute, but he at the time was not looking for a relationship, and he'd really enjoy like the time that we spent together, like as friends. But he was not interested in having a partner. But he didn't know the word for it in English, so he was like, I am not looking for love ship. He knows his priorities. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm not looking for love ship. That was very cute. I think that was the best way I could have been rejected, because it stayed as like a fond memory in my brain, you know? It stayed as a fond memory in my brain. Alright. Oh, we should probably read Iwaihime. So let's get back into it. Sorry for like the 45 minutes of Zatsudan. Why are we talking about diapers? Honestly, if you gotta be rejected, it might as well be cute. No, you're right. The inventory was divided into 3 categories: disaster relief, rummage sale, and garbage. Unusual items with no apparent use would also show up from time to time, so the work was pretty interesting. I gotta go due to an emergency. Someday I'll be able to stay the whole day, but I hope you guys have fun with Shiki's secrets. I'll watch the VOD. Bye chat, bye Shiki. Bye Mistral, thank you so much for coming. I hope your emergency is okay. Just then, the door opened. But it wasn't Miss Hinagata. Oh my god, the text? However, she was staring out into space as always. Someone get this girl some concealer for her eyes.
くれるの。調子がいい時は手伝ったりもしてくれるんだけど。
黒髪ってなんでシャチホコ部にいるんだ？
さあ、ほら、雛形先生って結構気まぐれだから。
Eye bags are some people's ideal. Oh, you're so right, actually. I have a friend that thinks that eye bags are like the ultimate aesthetic. Like, if they don't have eye bags, they're not hot enough. She looked right into my eyes. Though she'd been staggering just seconds ago, that all came to a stop. Meanwhile, I found myself staring right into her eyes, too.
ああ、クロッチは初対面だよね。紹介するよ。我が部のニューホープの2人。ああ、同じクラスだっけか。あら。あれ、今日は調子いいみたいじゃん。どうしてここに。
When you stayed up watching VTubers?
気まぐれじゃない？先週唐突に連れてきて。
Get that tired and worn out aesthetic for real?
いなかった。
It was very rare to hear her say something. According to Minobe, that meant she was feeling good. Did that mean there was a chance she'd respond to me?
Yeah.
Her face wrenched with agony the moment I called out to her. So she really wasn't feeling well after all.
大丈夫？
But after I took a single step forward, Kurokami covered her face with the doll in her left hand while motioning me to stop with her right. Sweat rose to the surface of her agonized face.
雛形先生を呼んでくるよ。
やるなと言って。
どうして？
お前の。
You ever get rejected so hard that a girl just looks sick at you? I just killed myself, bro. And with that, Kurokami turned around, still fighting back the agony. I couldn't think of anything to say to her.
てめえ、いつまでおっつき歩いてんだよ。今日は先輩とカラオケ行くんだよ。たまには少しマシな顔でお酌くらいしてみせろよな。はい、
将様。
お前ら行くぞ。
Kaminuma wrapped his arm around Kurokami and dragged her closer, then left with his followers.
黒髪さん。
スズム、クロッチに嫌われてる？クロッチがあんなこと言うとこなんて初めて見た。気にすることないよ。黒髪さんが意味のないことを言うなんていつものことだよ。たまたま体調と機嫌が悪かっただけ。
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. I'm sure that we don't have any kind of past or anything like that. Yeah, definitely not.
セスハラのグレイトさがわからねえ。
グレイト。
いけすかない女だぜ。
おかしな男が言い名付けだしさ、気苦労も絶えないんだよ、きっと。
We worked all through the afternoon. Natsu had made plans with friends, so we left earlier on. But we just kept working and managed to make quite a dent in our workload.
僕、見延先輩に謝らなきゃいけないです。
One sec.
何が？
Okay, there we go. Initially, I'd assumed that she was kind of lazy from her general demeanor. Are Streamlabs donations allowed to be questions unrelated to the stream? Yes, I go through donations at the end of my streams, so I'll be able to get to it as soon as we get to the super chat reading. But the past few days had proven me wrong. She was always proactively carrying out the club's activities. She really was an ideal president.
先輩のこと改めて尊敬しました。やっぱり 社長コブに入ってよかったと思いま
Thank
す
you for answering. No problem.
私も最初は先輩のこと誤解してました。でも先輩はいつも暗くなるまで部室でたった一人でも仕事をしてる。まあ帰っても
She's so cute. They're both so cute. Meeting soon. Have fun. Bye, Peen. Oh, Tofu. Bye, Tofu.
家帰っても親が勉強しろしろうるさいだけだし。
She tried laughing it off, but I wasn't fooled anymore. No, you could say that was her very essence. That same went for training. It's easy to work yourself hard until it shows on your face. But with her, she just relaxed and had fun no matter what she did.
僕も見習わなくちゃ。
そういえばスズモンって空手をやってんだって。やってますやってます。毎日夕方には道着を着て裏庭で稽古してますよ。へえ、何それかっこいい。あ、ねえねえ、あのさ。
Minobe walked ahead of us, then turned around and spoke.
おいらもスズムンのかっこいいとこ見て。
Ooh, okay. Come to my house, see me do my little thing. It was a common misunderstanding, but the Susuhara divine tribute style wasn't for fighting. Its primary goal was to sublimate a pure heart cultivated and training through martial arts, then dedicate that to God.
なのにクロッチに汚れてるとか言われちゃショックだよね。
僕の修行がまだ未熟だからだと思います。
先輩、麦茶入れてきました。
I wanted to be like my father and hold martial arts demonstrations at temples and shrines someday. Any corruption had to be purged before that was possible. I had to free myself from obstructive thoughts and hone my spirit. The apartment complex's backyard was my training ground. I channeled all my spirit into my fist and punched a cherry blossom tree with a straw wrapped around it. I was a bit sluggish today. I really did have a long way to go if Minobe's presence was enough to dull my fist.
すごいね。よく素手で木をパンチして痛くないもんだね。砂を詰めたバケツをパンチしてることもありますよ。スズムンかっこいい。おいら惚れちゃいそうだ。
集中集中。
I trained to the bone until the sky turned indigo, then took a shower and had dinner. Hiko's mom always cooked our evening meals. I took my shower and went to room 101, only to find Minobe there as well.
わあ、スズムン。シャンプーの香りでめっちゃフェロモン出てる。お母さんが夕飯を一緒にどうって言ってくれたの。おいら、畳の上で家族ご飯食べるの割と憧れだったんだ。
僕も一人っ子だから賑やかなご飯はすごく楽しいです。
Wait, why are they still there after we took a shower?
つばきこ、配膳手伝って。
鈴野くん、テレビのリモコンを取ってもらっていいかい？
はい、どうぞ。
見延さんは野球とか見る？
いや、見たことないです。
じゃあ一緒に見ようか。楽しいぞ。
はーい、お待たせだよ。
はい、先輩、どうぞ。
They wanted to watch the whole training process.
ありがとう。
Everyone sat together and began eating. We were having somen and tempura for dinner. Just seeing the ice cubes floating atop the soup in our glass bowls was enough to cool us down. Though it wasn't quite summer yet, the days had been hot and sweaty, so this was the perfect dish. 1 second.
すごい。そうめんってこんなに美味しかったんだ。
Ugh. Ah. My throat is so weird today. Ah.
氷が入って冷えてるだけでこんなにも美味しくなるんだね。先輩の家のそうめんって違うんですか？おいら
No waffles!
流水をかけただけのぬるいのが出てくるよ。すぐベタベタになってくっついて塊になっちゃって食べづらいし
Not like this.
ないし嫌いだったはずなのにこんなに美味しいなんて知らな。
Minobe lowered her head a little sadly. But she was back to her usual cheerful smile by the time she raised her head. Afterwards, we all watched with excitement as the baseball game kept going back and forth. It was completely dark outside, but we kept on spending time like a happy family. Having been invited to take a bath, Minobe went to Kiko's apartment for a shower.
先輩、今日は私のとこにお泊まりしていくことになってるの。
そうだったんだ。ヒコちゃんと先輩はやっぱり仲良しだったんだね。
うん、フレンドだよ。じゃあスズム、おやすみ。うん、
おやすみ。また。
We didn't really do anything all that special, but it'd been a fun day. I basked in those memories as I soaked in the bath.
社長コブに入って本当によかったな。ヒコちゃんや夏くんとも一緒だし、ミノベ先輩は面白くて尊敬できる人だし。
And though she may not have liked me at that moment, I hoped Kurokami and I could be friends someday.
楽しいな、毎日が。
I had to reflect more carefully on how blessed I was that I could say that.
両親に感謝できるってこと自体、幸運にたくさん恵まれてたと自覚するべきだろうね。
もっと先輩と話したいな。
She was probably lying around in Kiko's room chatting. If I were a girl, I could have joined in on their conversations, but alas, he wants to be one of the girls.
いいさ。社長コブでこれからもおしゃべりする機会はたくさんあるさ。
Did I just hear something? Huh? Knocking. Realizing that the knocking signified a visitor, I sat up, eyes still clouded with sleep. I ran over to the door and opened it, very careless in hindsight. But since I was still half asleep, I had a hard time telling if this was a dream or not. So when I opened the door and saw the sight that awaited me, I was convinced I was still dreaming. I should have seen the same old scenery outside. No! But instead, I was faced with a wondrous world, the likes of which I'd never seen before.
起こしちゃってごめん。
Not again.
ミノベ先輩。
She wore a blue dress. Meanwhile, I realized I was in my school uniform instead of my night clothes. We were in a strange world where giant mushrooms with polka dots and star patterns upon them grew. I turned around only to discover even my place had become part of this bizarre land. It changed into a room from a cabin straight out of a fairy tale.
ああ、ごめんね。深く考えないで。夢の続きだと思って。明日になったらさっぱり忘れてるから。
夢の中の人にこれは夢だって言われるのは初めてです。
まあここではこっちが現実で向こうこそが夢なわけだけど、難しいことは考えなくていいよ。
Just then, a clothed rabbit walked on its hind legs followed her. Walking on its hind legs followed her. It was like something from a picture book.
おお、あなたがムーンスートの王子様。 いできて光栄だよ。
The talking rabbit reached out for a handshake. Yep, this had to be a dream.
そうそう、王子様は深く考えなくていいの。夢の中だと思ってた方がきっと楽だと思うから。
王子様って僕のことですか？
そう、私はここではお姫様、不思議の国のエリス姫。
I felt like I heard that name from Minobe yesterday. As I stood in blank amazement, several rabbits walked right past me. Carrying tea sets, they all set the table one after the next.
エリス、準備ができたよ。うん、ありがとう。じゃあね。
じゃあね。
ごゆっくり。全体進め。
Tea, pancakes, and beautiful silverware lined the table. The rabbits marched out en masse once they finished setting up. They shut the door, leaving Minobe and I alone in a room, rich with the fragrance of tea.
どうぞ召し上がれ。まったりしよう。
はい。
ほらほら、どうせ夢なんだから考えたら負けだって。
夢の中で夢って諭されるなんてやっぱりちょっとおかしいです。
My body eased a little once I accepted what I was seeing as untrue. My senses still weren't fully in tune with it all, but I decided to accept Minobe's suggestion. I chose to sit in one of the cute fairy tale-esque chairs and have some tea. Minobe lifted the teacup, then traced the saucer with a lonely smile.
今日のさ、お夕飯のそうめん、一番驚いたのは氷が入ってたから。
So is this a time skip or what? Why isn't she a caterpillar? That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's hiding it from us. I'm scared. I'm scared.
うちお母さんが家事とかめんどくさがるたちでさ、お皿洗いたくないからって。お皿はみんな紙皿を使うんだ。
洗わないで捨てればいいから確かに手間はかからないですね。
紙皿ってさ、紙の味が移るから嫌いなんだよね。それに料理によってはベタベタと張り付いちゃって、お箸で取ると紙皿の表面の紙が
Scared, but Minnie likes cool. No, you're right. I have a centipede OC. A cute anime girl centipede OC.
最初の頃は律儀にその紙を剥がしてたけど、だんだんめんどくさくなってきて、そのうち
I need to take a sip of water.
紙が張り付いたもので。
I want to make sure that I, like, warm my voice up pretty okay since we have a members karaoke stream later today.
だんだん何を食べてもみんな同じ紙の味に感じるようになってきちゃってさ。だからあんな綺麗なガラスの器で。
Yeah, is he a lag man? We'll have to see. We'll test the waters. Nani? Though Minobe was smiling, there were tears in her eyes.
先輩。
嫌だった。紙が張り付いたままのおかずを食べるのに、お母さんのめんどくさがり屋なとこ、私もお母さんと変わらない。
先輩はめんどくさがり屋なんかじゃないです。僕は今日まで先輩の様々なことを見てきました。めんどくさがり屋なんて。
Well, Jane, we do have a karaoke. I missed it on the schedule. Yeah! I'm gonna try to sing with instrumentals this time. Hopefully the offset will be okay. If not, I apologize.
先輩は
I feel like
誰よりも真面目に。
while the offset for karaoke is okay for some songs, it's completely off for others. So I cannot, like, ever guarantee perfect timing for my karaokes because my Streamlabs OBS just, like, fucks everything up with the offset.
もしも先輩に気の毒なことがあったとしたら、 誰よりも努力家であることを褒めてもらえなかったことだと思います。
One second. Okay, there we go. Ah. Oh. No. I brought my chair over to Minobe and let her rest her head on my shoulder. This was the only way I could convey my feelings. Come to think of it, I called her by her last name. That was supposed to be my way of showing her due respect, but perhaps it sounded like I viewed her as a stranger. Looking at her over my shoulder drove home just how tiny she was. She was so dainty that I probably would have thought that she was younger than me if we'd met under different circumstances. After all, I'd already misread her by her laid-back attitude at first, hadn't I?
僕に力になれることがあったら
Smooth!
何でも言ってください。いつでもどんな時でも必ず力になりますから。
嬉しいな。
She perched her head against my shoulder. Though she sounded happy, I could hear her sniffle. While her face was hidden, I couldn't read her mind. My heart ached for the burden she was carrying day after day.
やっぱりスズムは王子様だね。
ここって以前話してくれた不思議の国なんですよね。ここでは美濃部かなえじゃなくてエリスだって言ってましたよね。
そう、不思議の国のエリス姫なんだ。
じゃあここでは僕が王子様でもいいんだ。だってここは不思議の国という向こうとは違う。
本当に
Kiss.
だって
Kiss.
王
Kiss.
子様と王子様がいたら
Kiss.
恋に落ちちゃう。
だってここは不思議の国じゃないですか。不思議の国でお姫様と王子様が
Oh, smooth.
僕
Kiss.
おいら重たいよ。
鍛えてますから平気です。
そうじゃなくて、おいらいろいろと重たい女だから。
僕はその真逆で
I start
几帳面な過ぎる
crying.
性格ですので、案外二つ混ぜた
I
ら
start
バランスがいい
crying.
かもしれないです。
ね
She raised her head, put her hands on my shoulders, and looked deep in my eyes.
え、スズムンとはもうちょっとだけ早く会えてたらな。そうしたら一番綺麗な私で。
汚れたってすすけたって僕だって転んだってすりむいたって。
そうじゃなくて、大好きなスズムンに一番綺麗な私を捧げたかったなって。
今が一番綺麗です。
ありがとう。
Her nose tickled my own, and then her lips, soft as an angel's feather, kissed my own. They really were ticklish. We soon parted our lips, and she looked up at me with upturned eyes and flushed cheeks.
一応お姉さんだし、
Ooh!
リードしなきゃ。
Ooh! She jerked her head away as though concealing her embarrassment. That gesture was absolutely adorable.
ちょっと失望した。はしたない女だと思った。
Maybe I am self-inserting. I don't know.
思わないです。
I want a cute romantic situation!
仮にそうだったとしても何も失望したりするものか。ありのままの本当の姿を受け入れるのか。
かっこよすぎるぞ、王子様。本当
本当に
本当に私の受け入れてくれる？
もちろん
and when I nodded, the tears finally burst free from her eyes. Silver teardrops framed her ear-to-ear grin.
後悔したらぶっ殺すから。
後悔なんかするもんか。
じゃあ絶対だよ。絶対に受け入れてね。もう私我慢できない。
I could see sweat gathering on her face. Something wasn't right. It was like she was resisting something. Despite that, she rose slowly from her chair. Was she not feeling well? Or maybe she'd been feeling sick for a while now? I'm gonna save. No! I'm gonna save. What's going on? She touched her stomach. No, slightly lower. That slight sensation caused her to groan. I was about to tell her she should sit back down, but then she grabbed her skirt.
絶対に目を離す。
Minobe gave a strained smile. And then she started pulling her skirt up little by little. Her knees were exposed, followed by her pristine thighs. However, she kept rolling it up like a stage curtain. She even exposed her underwear. And finally, she exposed herself all the way up to her navel.
何を。
She grinned again, still holding up her skirt. Of course, her face was still clammy. She then reached for the silver knife by the pancakes. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
どうしちゃったんですか。
Her eyes were glazed, her cheeks flushed, and her breath sweet. I stood frozen as though under some spell. A moment later, she took the knife and caressed her abdomen with it. The contrast between her sweaty skin and the silver knife was beautiful beyond compare. All of a sudden, the white tablecloth was painted with a red splash. Minobe had plunged the knife right into her abdomen.
何を。
It should have hurt, yet she only endured it with a strange smile, gesturing for me to stop. She dug the blade in even deeper until she finally reached something. And then I heard a ripping sound. With that, something gushed out, but it wasn't blood. Rather, it was a milky white mucus mixed with blood. It splashed out, dollops. Yet she paid it no heed, even as it dripped down and stuck to her legs. Eventually, it stopped pouring out. She gripped the blade and twisted it around inside her. She cut a horizontal line across her body as though slithering her own stomach all the way open. My heart was screaming at me to stop her, but I was merely stupefied. It would have been so much easier if I would have fainted that very moment. But all I could do was stare transfixed, as though paralyzed in a snake's gaze. She cleaved across her abdomen as though performing a C-section. Oddly enough, no more of that blood and mucus was spilling out. She opened a vast, gaping hole in her stomach. Afterwards, she checked it with her fingers and dropped the knife. It fell to the floor with a clang. But the sound failed to bring her back to her senses, and the horror before me continued. I could never have imagined this. That sound signaled the start of something even more repulsive.
これくらいでいいかな。
She stuck her thumbs into the gaping wound, and then there was a tearing sound followed by wet noises. With a slip, like she was taking off a tight pair of pants, she stripped off her lower half.
スズメに会いたかったな。人間のうちに。
Once she finished removing the skin on her human legs, I was greeted with 2 rows of countless other appendages. They wriggled around on her bottom half, covered in repulsive dark red spots like a caterpillar's. Though she was still the same girl in a dress on the top, her bottom was that of a massive, horrifying caterpillar. What's more, a part of it was sticking out like a giant needle. Its tip shook, dripping forth what looked like blood and mucus. I froze the moment I realized it was pointed right at me.
もうダメ。スズメのこと好きすぎて。
The caterpillar human slithered my way and looked down as if it were about to crush me.
スズメのこと家族に。
Oh my god! Are we gonna peg it? She brought the sharp protrusion closer and closer to my chest. My mind had gone blank long ago. If I were to laugh, would all this just turn out to be one big practical joke? That thought helped me force an awkward smile onto my stunned face.
先輩、僕よくわからないです。何が？
It took everything I had just to stand up and stagger away, let alone ask her that. But neither my face nor words could conceal the revulsion I felt. She must have felt hurt, angered.
だよね。こんな汚らわしい姿。でもね、私だってもう自分で自分がわけがわからないんだ。迎えたいの。家族にスズムンを。
This is not eroge, don't worry. It does have like allegories and metaphors and references to things like that though. But this is not an eroge. It is a horror. I saw the tip of her tube oozing mucus tinged with a repulsive hue, and let out the shrillest scream of my life. I skipped before I could hear it. All you heard was, oh. I fell on all fours and started crawling away as fast as I could. I had to get out of there. If I didn't and that thing got me, I'd... So this really was a bad dream. Yes, this was all a dream. Hadn't I already known that from the start?
逃げられないよ。だってここは私の不思議の国。もうスズムンは
Oh, I like this song. This is a good soundtrack. Minobe laughed at my sad state as I pathetically clawed at the door. She threw her head back, took a deep, deep breath, and filled her cheeks. I screamed again when I felt long hairspray across me. No, it wasn't hair, it was like white floss. I understand. This was silk. Caterpillar silk. Minobe was shooting thin yet solid silk threads at me, trying to wrap me up like a cocoon. I couldn't break it no matter how much I struggled. I felt my body being constricted by the silk as I tried to resist.
怯えなくていいよ、スズム。まあでも無理な話だよね。
先輩は何がしたいんですか？
スズムにブルブルビクビクうずいてスズムの全身にくまなく全部にスズムの綺麗なところにもないところにも懐かしいところにも全部
そんなもので全身を刺されたら。
結構痛いからね。
One big happy Setch family.
でも下手に抵抗するとその方がかえって痛いよ。でもね、進む。
What is the link at the top for? Oh, it's a link to a cover.
私は誰が家族でもいいわけじゃないの。そういうクズもいるだろうとは思うよ。家族が増やせれば誰でもいいっていうクズも。でも私はこれがとても神聖な大好きなスズム以外の誰も考えなかったんだよ。
I still love her. I do it. Taken at face value, her words were a beautiful confession of love that one should be beyond honored to receive. But who could believe a declaration like that when it was coming from a giant caterpillar binding you with silk?
スズムのこと初めて見た時から
One moment. Hold on. My throat is being iffy. Okay, there we go. Ah. Let me save again, actually. There we go. Okay.
私は一目惚れなんて少女漫画の中のことだけだと思ってたけれどあるんだね。本当に。
Shiki cares about the inside, not the outside, even if the inside is a murderous caterpillar girl. Just like, yeah, as long as the top of the girl is fine, I don't care what's on the bottom.
君を見て私はずっと恋に胸が苦しい
It's just like with mermaids, you know?
過ごしたんだよ。
僕を一目惚れしてくれたのはすごく嬉しいです。僕も先輩と話していて楽しかったし、でもだからこそ相手の嫌がることなんて。
Monster girls are hot.
こういう感情ってやっぱり
Monster girls are
本
hot.
当に通じるから。大好きなスズムンだからこそスズムンの嫌がることなんてしたくないって気持ちもちろんあるよ。
But with mermaids, there's no mermussy. That's fine.
じゃあ
でもね、そんなの関係なく
Not only the girls. Everyone. This goes for
して
everyone.
やりたいってそういう気持ちも抑えられないくらいに湧いてくるの。変だよ、全身に管を突き立てられていかにブリブリと気持ち悪いコブを作られるの、それが分かってるはずなのに。
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
私の汚らしいドロドロの管でブリブリと。
Okay. Just when I thought I was finally getting through to her, her eyes glazed over, making it perfectly clear a sane conversation was far beyond her grasp. Just as she said, she was being controlled by carnal instinct and was completely lacking in reason. Humans were far from perfect, They all had desires that they were powerless to stop: hunger, thirst, and lust for starters. There was no way Minobe could be reasoned with when enslaved by such emotions. All she wanted was one thing: to stab me with that tube all over and desecrate my body with those ghastly caterpillar spots.
スズメのことが大好きだから、無理やりだけど無理やりじゃないの。スズメの覚悟が終わるまで。
She caressed my face with a bewitching smile, then stroked my body from head to toe with that slimy protrusion. All of a sudden, everything shook with a rumble. The teaspoons rang on the table. Minobe's face froze and she looked around in confusion. There it was again. Another rumble. It was stronger than the last one. Some dust fell from the ceiling. Minobe's face darkened.
何事ですか?
静かに。
Minobe pressed a finger to my lips and slithered to the door. She opened the door and went outside. That was the perfect chance to escape. But I couldn't break free of the silk no matter how hard I tried. However, I could still roll in it. I had to hide somewhere until Minobe came to her senses. The noises are funny. I rolled and crawled like a caterpillar myself, aiming for the door. When there were several loud thumps followed by the ground shaking. I could tell whatever was causing the shake wasn't a natural phenomenon. It was the sound of a new terror far beyond the likes of Minobe. Is it the Sech King? Those tremors felt like a giant's footsteps. Just when I was a hair's breadth away from the exit, Minobe came back. She lifted me up and tossed me on the floor.
ごめんね、スズム。少しおとなしくしてて。
Hold on, I gotta adjust my headphones. Oh. There we go. Ah.
あんな化け物。
Her face was stricken with worry. Minobe was more than enough of a monster herself at this point, yet here she was calling something else a monster. I couldn't doubt it any longer. These tremors were the sound of a massive creature stomping about. Minobe locked the door, but that wouldn't do any good against something so gargantuan. She threw her head back, took another deep breath, and started spewing silk threads once again. She used it to block the door like a spider web. But that wasn't enough for her. She started creeping around the whole room. Hold on, I'm gonna save again. 1 second. Oh, okay. Before long, the whole room was covered in silk. As she did, the monster outside finally reached the door. The entire room shook with a shockwave unlike any before. But Minobe's threads were sturdy. The door didn't break no matter how much the room rumbled or how much dust fell from the ceiling.
スズメは私のもの。スズメは私のもの。
Whoa. Minobe repeated that like a mantra as she kept circling the room, covering it with even more silk. Eventually, all I could see was silk. It was like a blizzard had passed through the door, or through the room. But Minobe just kept on going. She continued circling around until she eventually started creeping across the walls and ceiling. Everything turned into a pure white room made of silk.
誰にも邪魔はさせない。邪魔はさせないよ。スズメは私のもの。私のものなんだから。
Just then, the fiercest tremor yet struck, knocking Minobe off the ceiling. And then I saw it. The sky, no, the ceiling being torn and wrenched open by massive black claws. The ceiling was torn off, splinters fell everywhere. with that a gaping wide hole to the sky was revealed. What is that? A giant shadow stood against the purple sky looking down on us. That monster was as big as a skyscraper. Disheveled black hair hung from its head like a willow tree framed by two bent branches. Its razor-sharp claws lunged for me. Minobe knocked me aside and charged at the giant black arms. Though she was a giant caterpillar, Minobe was still the same size as a human. She wasn't even as tall as the monster's fist. It was clear who was at a disadvantage here. The monster let out an earth-shattering howl and a moan. Minobe must have stabbed it with her tube, but all that did was anger the giant. It swiftly grabbed Minobe and wrapped its gargantuan hands around her. The monster carried her up into the sky as though she were just a doll. I could hear Minobe's voice high in the pitch-black sky. Before long, agony started seeping into her cries. All of a sudden, her shouts vanished right as the sound of a branch snapping rang out. And with that, something came dripping down from up above. They were crushed entrails, followed by Minobe's arms, torso, and head. It crashed right into the floor and rolled towards me. And though she'd been reduced to solely a head, Minobe was still conscious. A single tear leaked from Minobe's eye, and with that, her life came to an end. Suddenly, a thumb as thick as a log came down and squished her head flat like a quail egg. Someone called the exterminator, guys. The giant hand picked me up next, taking me up to the sky. I felt like I was going up the first hill of a particularly tall roller coaster. Though I was scared out of my mind, I couldn't help but laugh my heart out. And when I reached the top of the sky, I saw the moon. The last moon I'd ever see. The last sight I ever saw in Wonderland. I woke up to find myself sweaty and staring at the ceiling, my body contorted in an odd position. I felt like I'd just had the worst nightmare of my life, one that defied any explanation. The details had been so clear just moments earlier, but with every blink and wipe of my forehead, they faded further and further away. I took another look at the ceiling. It was the same wooden ceiling I'd recently gotten used to. I got the impression that I couldn't calm down unless I'd made sure of that. Minobe had said dreams could be another reality, didn't she? What I felt was dissonance from that reality not connecting to this one. But something like that couldn't possibly exist. That was a dream, and this was reality. I took a deep breath to calm down. I must have had that bizarre dream because I was conscious of the fact Minobe was sleeping over next door. That had to be it. The dream I'd only just been having. Minobe's arms, torso, and head all crushed and ripped to pieces. The dream connected to reality. The moonlight seeped into my room, revealing liberal splashes of blood painted all over. Scattered chunks of meat littered around. Among them included squashed arms, a severed torso, and just like in that dream, Minobe's crushed head lying right next to my pillow. I screamed at the top of my lungs and burst out of my room. I couldn't resist the fear engraved in my cells shouting at me to flee from the scene of her death. It was only when I got outside that I realized I had to call for help. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Though I was panicking, another part of me calmly assessed that I would be the prime suspect here. I don't know what happened. I had nothing to do with it. I couldn't have killed her. After all, Minobe was in Kiko's room. There was no way she could be in mine. And how was I so sure that mutilated corpse thrown across my room was Minobe's? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It couldn't be. I mean, there wasn't even a drop of blood on my hands. But all of that could wait. I had to call the police. I pounded on the door to apartment 201. My phone was in my room, but I'd be damned if I ever went back there. But perhaps because I'd been hitting it too hard, the door fell off its hinges. Just as I began worrying I'd broken it, the door fell into pitch black darkness. What? I didn't have any idea how, but there it was. Apartment 201 was a black space with nothing inside it. There was no sound of the door hitting the ground. It was simply swallowed into the bottomless darkness and faded without a sound. Almost like they'd only built the apartment complex's halls and forgotten to build Kiko's apartment. It was only then I noticed what was wrong with the world. I was outside on the second floor of the complex. The complex doors, windows, walls, floors, and rails were all there. All of them were normal. All of them were there. But everything else was gone. The roads, telephone lines, street lights, houses lining the streets all vanished without a trace. Everything apart from this apartment complex had been painted over with pure darkness. Only the dim shine of the fluorescent lamps illuminated this world. I believed that I'd returned from the world of nightmares to the real world. Wait, the real world? Just then I heard footsteps approaching. Someone was heading up the staircase to this floor. That someone was the shadow of a dark girl. A shadow so dark not even the faint lamplight could illuminate it. A moment later, recognition came to me. That bizarre figure with long black hair and withered branches just jutting out of their head had looked down on me in that nightmare world. Suddenly, something stuck out from within the shadow. It was a small Japanese doll that I'd seen somewhere before. Pale arms were holding it out from within the shadow. And with a plop, the doll's tiny head fell off. Its arms and torso broke apart and followed suit, scattering at the shadow's feet. With that, the pale hand stuck even further out and a girl emerged from the shadow. I didn't mean that she was the one projecting the shadow. I meant she literally walked out from within it. I knew her. She stepped toward me, trampling over the scattered doll, and spread her hands out as if to embrace me.
お前は私のもの誰にも渡さない
Both Kurokami and the female shadow spread their arms and engulfed me. Hey, we finished chapter 2! Yay! This game sure is a game, it sure is. I have additional questions. It sure is an experience. Wait, so we just straight up died? Didn't we die in the last one too? How many chapters in this game? Hold on. Let me check. Let me check. What is going on? I am not gonna read another chapter today. Let's see. Let me see how many chapters. I think there might be like 4 to 5, maybe? It's more like arcs, kind of. I wish this were more clear on where this is. No, you're right. Yeah, still got a decent chunk. We're either halfway or almost to halfway. And then there's also a DLC called Iwaihime. Let's see. I'll have to look it up. And how many endings? I don't know, cause like, I'm not eating anything. I'm just messing around with a water bottle. But yeah. Cancel. Let me save again. Okay, there we go. Now we can move over to the super chat screen. Hold on. Accidentally had the horoscope screen open. Let's see. Okay, let me close the game. Yes, I would like to quit. Okay, there we go. Woo! Alright. Let's read supers. Alright. Thank you guys for coming to another, to another chapter of Iwaihime. We just finished, I think that was just Kanai's chapter. I think each chapter centers around a specific girl. The first one was, you know, it was Toei. And then the second one was Kanai. And then, I'm not sure which one this will be. I think it's one of the girls from the openings. Probably the one with the wavy hair. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Sir Simpalot, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to Shiki Snack tier. I really, really appreciate the extra support. Parsi, thank you so much for the super chat. Michael, thank you so much for joining Kibble Bits. Enjoy your acapella emotes and members only streams. Thank you. Kat, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Sorry, can't watch today. Internet technician here today. We'll catch the VOD. Have fun. Also, woo, 7 months. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for the support. Tofu, thank you so much for the super chat. Cyril, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. Small question. How much money do you think someone should put aside on a PC for VTube streaming? My current PC can stream games fine, but I'm unable to use VTube Studio when I do. Are there specific specs you look for when buying PC parts? Thank you so much. Let's see. My PC cost about... This is not including the monitor. It was around $1,500? Yeah, my current PC is $1,500. I feel like you can get a better PC though. Like, I have a decent PC, but I did try to get it more on the cheaper side, but it can do everything that I need it to do. So I'm fine. But yeah, my current PC was $1,500. My monitor was like $150-ish. And then, you know, I bought my keyboard and my mouse and stuff. Yeah. I bought my PC pre-built. It was pre-built PC. I got it from Best Buy. Yeah. Smurf, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. Licks the stinger. Nah, I get it. Pushel, thank you so much for the super chat. Konbanwan won't be able to watch the next stream because of work, but I'll watch the VODs. Thank you, Pushel. I hope you have a good day at work. Thank you for answering. No problem, no problem. Also, I have like a gaming laptop that I used to use for streaming. This thing was like a little under 800, and I used to stream on it before I got the PC, and I was able to run VTube Studio and Streamlabs just fine. But yeah. Now I just use it to check chat. Let's see. Oh, Nightbird, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for the stream. Glad I made it in time for at least the end. Thank you for coming, Nightbird. I think you could come. I'm glad that you could come. Thank you for the super. 1500 sounds like a decent price point for a strong enough computer. Ideally, you'd rather have 2 computers for streaming. Oh, yeah, true. That's true. I have this little laptop just in case. I also have like a tiny laptop that I can't stream on, like it's not strong enough for, that I used to edit on, but now it's just kind of collecting dust. It's a very small laptop. I feel like the most you could do on it was watch Netflix. Good setup price, not gonna lie. Yeah! Good old Best Buy never fails. I think ESD picked out my PC for me, actually. Yeah, that said, a 2-computer setup is kind of a pain to actually set up, so I don't advise it. Yeah, that sounds complicated. I'm not very technologically advanced in the brain. Crawling in my skin, this caterpillar girl isn't real. Let's see. When is my next stream today? Let's see. Let me check this, because I have a karaoke stream later for members. Let me go ahead and just check that real quick. My member stream is set for 4 p.m. PST tonight. So that's in about 4 hours. I'll be having a karaoke members only stream. Yeah, I hope you guys will, enjoy that. I'm both nervous and excited. It'll be the member stream for April. Yeah, I'm both excited and scared. I don't want to choke up, you know? I don't know, Shiki Miyoshino looks hot. I'm willing to imagine she was reborn in another world as a peaceful catter. No, she's sexy as like a caterpillar. Centipede girls are sexy. Like bug girls are kind of hot, you know? Yeah, the karaoke stream will be archived for members to watch. All that matters is you have fun and enjoy yourself. I will do my best. I will do my best. My throat is not in the best condition right now, but I will do my bestest. Yes. Okay. Alright, guys. I will see you later if you are members. And if not, then I will see you tomorrow for the Mortuary Assistant! We're gonna play the Mortuary Assistant tomorrow night. Exciting. Alright, guys. Let me do a big stretchy. Alright. I will see you either tonight or tomorrow then. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for coming to another chapter of Iwaihime. Bye-bye, everyone. Oyashiki. Mwah, 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 mwah.